Welcome to Studio One. Oh, there's a lot of people standing up. Y'all have seats? That's what we're working on right now? Okay, that's good. That's good. Y'all can still hear me, though, standing up, though, right? Good. How we doing? Let me see this. Oh, it's a good-looking crowd. I like this. I like this. Guys, my name is Leighton Allen. I'm one of the executive producers here at Studio One. We are so thrilled and glad that you're here. Listen, our mission is very simple with Studio One. See, we believe that every single person was created specifically by God, okay? Not only were we created specifically, but with a specific intention. See, the whole point of life is to spread love, right? And what better way to do that through our gifts and talents? So it's our job to facilitate a platform for you to show us what you got, to show off. Y'all feel me? Cultivate the talents. Be great at what you do. Do not shy back. Don't let the opinions of people get into your mind. You know what I'm saying? Walk in every room with your chest up and your head up because you know who you are. You know you were created by God with love. And it's in that gives you power. Y'all feel me? So you're about to see a lot of performers tonight, and each one of them are beasts in themselves. They come up here, they work hard. Y'all feel me? They cultivate their talents, and they about to show you what they can do. Yeah. So y'all, welcome to Studio One. Tonight we have a special guest, as you might know. You might have seen his pictures around the building tonight. Tommy Brown is in the building. Let's go. Let's go. Ariana Grande, this man has cultivated her path in entertainment. He's been an integral part in her development. And he's worked with so many different types of people. Chris Brown, Jennifer Lopez, De Niro, y'all know it, right? Grammy nomination. So y'all, we're going to have a conversation with him tonight. And I want y'all to keep something in mind, right? Like what we were talking about before. We were created specifically, okay? We're not looking to our left or the right and comparing ourselves to people around us. You know what I'm saying? We're staying in our lane. We're recognizing that we are our own, okay? All right. Without further ado, Tommy Brown. There he is. Come up here, man. A man in the flesh. Appreciate it, man. All right, man. Got the mic right here, sir. All right.
Oh,
Tommy Brown.
Hello.
You hear it? Mike Tech.
Hello. How's everybody feeling? Don't sound too good.
Man, we're glad you're here, man. I mean, this is such an honor and a pleasure.
I appreciate y'all having me.
Yeah. So, man, how's life?
Whew.
Right? You've had a pretty nice couple years.
Hey, man, I've been blessed.
Yeah.
Stayed down, stay focused, and made it here.
It's interesting that that's the kind of the first thing you say is blessed. What does that mean to you? Why did you choose that word?
Blessed? Because that's the only way we make it here.
Yeah. That's true. That's true. I take it that comes from an understanding of or a belief in God. Is there anything like that? And do you feel that when you say, my life is blessed, I imagine that plays an integral part into the decisions you make in business and music and your artistry as a whole?
100%. I went to a Catholic school when I was younger, and then I started playing the drums pretty young, and I played them in my church. I wasn't good at all. I had one beat.
One beat?
But it worked for me.
Sometimes that's all you need, though, man. Just that one solid beat.
They asked me to switch it up. I didn't know how, but
okay.
Yeah, but I try to stay grounded as much as I can.
I feel you, man. Because as artists, a lot of times we look to other people to bring kind of inspiration to us, you know. And some of us look for different qualities in people, right? Would you say that you know, in your career, that you've got some staple people in your life that have brought some inspiration? And who would that be?
My mom first, because I produce, but she's actually the producer.
What's that mean?
She produced me.
Okay, is mom in the building? No. That's right.
I try to keep a lot of my close friends around at all times because I like keeping the same friends because I don't really like being around people who always have new friends because that means they think people are disposable.
Wow.
So I'd rather keep friends around that actually value me and I really value them and we can build together.
Would you say that that's interesting. I wasn't expecting that, man. That was good. That was really good. Trying to think, man, how long have I had my friends? No, we good. A long time. So you seem like you're an intentional man when it comes to relationship and like who you surround yourself with.
100%.
Have you found that that's has gotten even more important now that success has kind of entered into your life?
I mean, I think it's always been important because I view success differently. Like success isn't necessarily having hit records and hit songs, but it's really, to me, it's keeping the people around you that you can enjoy it with. And we can all go on trips. We can all celebrate together because at one point in time, we didn't have anything.
That's real. That's real. Man, yeah. Success is such a, you know, people say it's relative, right? But I think it's exactly right. I think life is more about relationship and the people you surround yourself with, you know. Like, I'm sure one of your boys, if I asked him who Tommy Brown is, he'd have nothing but accolades. I'm sure he could rag on you sometimes, but, you know, it's
I
like...
hope so.
Right, you're doing it right. If your friends ain't ragging on you, you ain't doing something right?
100%.
Man, talk to me about, so songwriting is such an interesting thing, right? I mean, you have hits, you have songs that are incredible but don't actually make it to that level, you know, of recognition or commercial success. What is there a process for you when it comes to picking a song that you think is going to be a hit? Is there like a tactic that you have to test the market? You know what I mean? Or is it more of an instinctual type of thing?
I go for relatable. Like, not every song's in the club, not every song's this or that. I like real songs. So, like, when we did, for an example, Thank You Next, it started off as like a joke in the studio, and Ariana always says that. So they were like, yeah, let's make a song called that. And she's like, there's no way we're gonna do that. And so it was like, let's just have fun. And they started writing the record, and I'm like running back and forth between like the production room and that room. I'm like, what they're writing is hot. Let's make the beat better. Okay, the beat's sick. And they're going in there, and it was just like incredible because it was her real story, and it was true. And that's going to relate to a lot more people than a made-up story. So I feel like when you dig deep and give your story, there's going to be a million people who can relate.
That's real. That's great. Right, because that means that you're staying true to who you are. You're staying true. You're trying to tell the truth.
Absolutely.
Not trying to project and seem like something you're not, you know?
Exactly. I don't think there's anything wrong with taking somebody else's story and also making a song. Just make sure it's true and relative to what you're doing.
Yeah, I feel that. So, okay, let's talk about Thank You Next. Like, was there a point where you realized, okay, this song is about to pop? Like, this is about to hit it?
No, it's funny because when we went, it took us pretty much like 2 weeks to do this album. And we did the album. I came back to LA and booked the studio for a month. And every single day I was going over the songs and playing them back. Change this hi-hat, change that. And I heard them so much. I was like, are these songs good? I think they're good, they're cool. So, and then one day came, and She went through some things and she tweeted, "Thank you, next." And the next morning, she calls me at like 8 a.m. FaceTime, that's the worst at 8 a.m. Calls way better.
You still got crusty eye, you still got that lines in your face.
You answer like facing the ceiling. And she was like, so many people responded to this. It hit 300 news channels. I was like, that's crazy. She said, let's mix it and put it out today.
Dang.
So we tried to mix it and put it out, but we put it out the following day.
Oh, man.
And it just exploded.
Jeez, dude. I mean, I understand why, though, because not only is it incredible musically, but just the subject. I mean, it's super simple, but it's right. It's like, how many of us have been in multiple relationships, right? And instead of focusing on the bad, recognizing that, okay, I learned something from it. You know, it wasn't for naught. You know what I mean? And that's what I think it connects with so many people.
Man, I learned a valuable lesson, which I knew before, but it's about preparation. So when I spent that month in the studio and working on these songs, I could have slacked off and not did it. But I was so prepared for the moment that I was ready to go. So I think being prepared for a moment you don't even know is coming is very important.
It's interesting. It's good. Okay, so let me ask you, how have you prepared in your career?
Man, just working hard. I'll wake up and say, today I'm gonna dedicate at least 1 hour to my craft, which may turn into 4 hours, which may turn into 8 hours. I was always the first person to the studio, the last person to leave.
Wow.
I'm leaving after the people clean the studio. You know what I mean? When I was trying to get on in the music industry, I would go to open mics every night, and I would pass out 50 CDs that I would have to hand burn one at a time.
Wow.
If they even know what CDs are.
That's a grind, dude. That is a grind.
I done had CDs, frisbeed, and all type.
Coffee coasters.
Oh, man. But I guess the right people listen to it because I spent so much time doing it every single day.
Were they beats that you just came up with and just cats that you kind of just collaborated together or what?
Well, I had moved from Pittsburgh to Atlanta where I had a little bit of success in Pittsburgh, but when I moved to Atlanta, I said, I want to erase everything I've ever done, and I'm going to make 20 beats. And after these 20 beats, I'm going to start passing beat CDs out anywhere I can go. I went to open mics every night.
Wow.
Started getting calls.
Wow. Y'all hear that? So how many times did you hear the word no or see the word no in the look of somebody's face?
Man, I was so blind to the word no because I was only looking for a yes.
Okay, so that's really interesting, Tommy. That's so interesting. And I want to press on that because I think it's something that a lot of people don't really think enough about. It's like you didn't hear the word no. I mean, obviously you did, but it didn't shake you. It didn't shake what you knew to be true and that you were a dope producer, that you have something to bring to the table, you know? That's great, man. How does somebody develop that? How do you get to that point?
It's a mindset. You have to mentally prepare and truly want it. Because I have family that calls me and different people, hey man, I want to do this. Can you give me a few connections? And I'm like, if you knew what it took to get here, do you even want to do this? Because me making a phone call isn't going to do much if you're not ready.
That's real. That's real. Everybody felt that. Yeah, that's good, man. You know, it's music changes so much, right? Especially I feel like now, we're constantly hearing new sounds, new styles, new trends. So as a producer, how do you stay sharp? How do you stay fresh? Is there a musical ear that can be developed to kind of stay with what the trends are?
I studied music so much, so I'm so old. But
you ain't old, come on.
I want to say about like 10 years ago, 12 years ago, I developed a habit of every week there was a website called CD Now, and it listed every album that came out that week. And I would go there, and I would find the album online, and I would listen to every album from top to bottom. And I studied so much music, who the writers were, who the producers were, and I had to develop it. It's like going to the gym. Nobody can do the push-ups for you.
So just the exposure of all types of music.
Yeah, the internet's so open, you have access to anything. You can type anything in Google and learn it. You can go see where a record label is. You can see where anything is.
Yeah. As a producer, do you think it's important to have kind of a diverse repertoire, if you will, of styles and tastes?
I think it's different for everybody. Some people have major success doing one thing. Some people put tags on their beats. Some people don't. I just feel like whatever's true to you that's what you do. I'm so diverse in music, so I can do country music, I can do pop music and rap music because that's what I studied, that's what I grew up liking.
Yeah.
Like I feel like I developed my own playlist before it was playlisting.
Oh, okay. Well, let me ask you, what's on your playlist right now? Top 10.
Right now?
Okay, I'll narrow it down to 5. 10 is a lot. Let's do 5.
5. I like the song Panini. I think that's a good song. I like Lil Nas in general. I got the early, before the song really blew up, I heard the song and called one of my friends that worked at a record label, and she said, hey, he's in town. And I went to the studio and sat down and talked with him and another producer there and was like, you're really in it for a journey, and it's so funny because we speak, and today he broke as the biggest song of all time, 17 weeks. And I was like, that's incredible. He's only 19 years old, started rapping 10 months ago.
What?
Well, now it's a little longer.
Even my mom likes that song, dude. If you knew my mom, you'd be like, what?
That's crazy.
Wow.
I like Big Sean. I feel like all his music comes from like a real place. Of course, I love Ariana. I don't know, I feel like I could take a little piece from each and every artist.
That's cool. That's cool, man. Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's so interesting to me. Like, I love rap, but my favorite genre of rap is '90s rap. Because to me, it's like, right, those crispy snare hits. I mean, man, there's nothing like that.
Who'd you like from the '90s?
Probably Outkast, man. Quemini, that whole album. Spodioti, you know that? Tribe Called Quest.
That's incredible.
That's cool, man. So what you working on these days?
Well, I got a new song coming out Friday.
Okay. Nice.
A new Ariana song called Boyfriend. And it's featuring a group called Social House.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Let's go.
And I think it's going to be a very important record for the next 9 months, I hope. I don't know.
That's good, man. Okay.
I don't know. I work with a lot of artists, like Latin artists, a group called CNCO. We're doing some good music. They're really, really talented. I don't know. I'm working on so much music and developing my own. I just did a deal with Universal, where now I have my own label at Universal.
Yeah, that's right. Champagne music.
Champagne Therapy.
Therapy music, yeah. That's great. What's your vision with that? Cast the vision for us.
The vision for me for Champagne Therapy is to have a label of boutique artists where we're all like family and support each other. Maybe if one person's not hot, the next person to get on your song to make you better. And I want to help all my artists and producers and songwriters build up to be great and really help their families. I really do it to help people to help their families. Like, it's never been about the money to me. It's about the history, making history. And like one of my artists today, I was in a gym earlier, and he sent me a text, and it was like a long text, and I'm sweating trying to read it. And it was just a thank you because today he got to get his mom her first house and give her the keys.
Would you say that the music industry as a whole, you know, kind of lacks that familial camaraderie?
Yeah, I think it does, because a lot of people, it's about money, it's about the jewelry, it's about the chains and the cars, and it's never really about that. How can you're sitting in a room with an artist, are you being the artist? How are you influencing the world? Are you influencing them in a positive way, in a negative way? And it's funny because a lot of my friends are influencers, and I'm not an influencer myself, but I like to think I'm able to influence the people who influence the world,
Right.
like in a positive way.
Right. That's great. That's great. Yeah, I mean, you know, like I was saying before, it's like I just believe that the whole point of life is to spread love, you know. And, you know, I think God, like I was saying, God created us to do that.
100%.
And he wants us to, you know, because if you're good at what you do, people will pay attention. You know, I think a lot of people of faith have this kind of weird thing about success and accolades, and it's like, no, it's important to be dope. You know, you got to sound right, you got to be tight, you got to bring everything to the table. You know, and if you do it with the right intention, there's going to be a greater measure of impact for the people
100%.
that it will touch. You know.
Yeah, like if you're good at what you do, to pay attention. If you're great at what you do, to follow.
Say that one more time.
If you're good at what you do, to pay attention.
Yeah.
If you're great at what you do, to follow.
That's good.
So lead them in the right direction.
That's good. That's good. Tommy, what's some advice that you can give to our young artists, to our community out here? You know, people who are aspiring producers or even you know, artists of themselves. Shed some light.
Advice that I could give, and it's so funny, I tell all my friends, man, read books. If you don't got time to read books, listen to audiobooks. Because you can learn so much in the 4 hours you listen to a book, and it might take you 5 years to learn it in real life. So educate yourself on different things.
I like that. That's good. That's good. Is there something? Yeah. When you look at, you know, an artist, obviously they have to have a certain musicality, you know, a certain level of that. But are there other intangible qualities that you look for in a recording artist?
Confidence. Be confident enough to be yourself. Don't be what you think somebody else wants you to be. Freddie Mercury wasn't that. Michael Jackson wasn't that. Jay-Z wasn't that. The greatest aren't. Look at Kanye West. You got to be confident enough in yourself to be great.
How do you get that confidence?
I can't tell you that. You got to get it from somewhere.
Yeah.
But you just got to make sure you wear it on your sleeve.
It's good. It's good. Yeah. It's like I was having this conversation with a friend of mine. It's like, what? You see a lot of confident people when you walk in rooms sometimes, but when you really uncover what's going on, a lot of them are attaching their confidence to a temporary thing, you know, whether it's their money or, you know, the jobs that they've done. And it's like, I wonder if those things are taken away, if those things are removed from the picture, what will happen to their confidence, you know? It's like, I'd love to hear your thoughts on this.
I feel like it's the difference between confidence and arrogance. Like if you only hold on to what you have as your confidence, then you never had in the first place.
Right.
I'm confident if I had money, if I didn't have money, if we went somewhere. I remember one time I went out with my friends on a trip, and I spent the last money to get on that plane, and we were out there, and I was lying to them about my bank account froze up and everything else. But we made it through, though.
You made it through.
They didn't know. They probably know now.
We'll keep that in mind, okay. No, I like that, man. Well, man, we're going to wrap up. I appreciate you coming out, man. I mean, we'd love to hear your thoughts at the end. Maybe you can shed some light to some of our artists here. But, guys, give a round of applause for our guests.
Thank you.
Yeah. Appreciate it, man.
Yeah.